This is Lady E.
This is your girl, Honeybee.
Hey y'all, Ladybug here.
Queen Atrina in the building.
And we want to welcome you to
The Flip Side. Queen Atrina, and you are tuning into The Flip Side. I have my crew with me today. So beside me, I have...
Hey y'all, it's Ladybug.
And Lady E.
And we also have a special guest from the Spilled Liquor podcast.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Jon D.O.E, and the D.O.E is for depending on experience. Thanks for having me.
So we're excited to have a male perspective today for The Flip Side. So we're going to still give you our female perspective and the flip side of that, but we're also going to give you a male perspective. So it's going to add a little bit more flavor to what we have going on. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun today because we're going to talk about dating.
Yes, some real stuff.
We're going to talk about, are you that somebody? So we're going to get started by asking a question, and I'm going to get everybody to answer the question for me. We'll start with the ladies because I'm sure Jon will bring it up from the rear. But
Pause. I ain't bringing up nothing from the rear.
You don't like it from the rear, Jon?
No, pause. Hey, disclaimer.
Specify, yes, specify.
Y'all better,
No,
read,
I mean,
y'all better read the contract
You're
assigned.
in the rear.
Okay.
You're
all right.
in the rear.
Well, okay, make that known.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm saying
of a
you're
woman.
in the rear.
Oh, okay, there you go. Got to add that in
all
there.
right, in the rear of a woman. Okay.
All
you're
you
gonna-
guys is rear.
You're going to bring it
Okay.
up doggy style. How about
Okay,
that?
there we go.
Okay, you're going to bring it up doggy style.
There we go.
So, the first question is going to be, what is your type and why? So, let's start with Lady E. Lady E, tell us what your type is and why. And we'll just do the skeleton and then we'll get a little deeper into it.
So my type right now is someone who is. You gotta look good. Like you have to have some kind of. I'm visual, so I have to be able to be attracted to you.
Okay.
I'm attracted to your mind now, and yes, sex is important. That's in the top 3.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, we'll dig into that in a little bit. What about you, Ladybug?
So I'd have to say a conversationalist for sure. Being a sapiosexual, I love intelligent conversation.
Yeah.
Sex is always important. So
Oh, yeah.
if we are not compatible in the bed, then that's
An
an
issue.
That's an issue.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not an issue.
And
Issue.
right. And I live a very active lifestyle, so don't necessarily need him to be active, but him to be understanding of
Very
what it's like
good.
to live in a. He can join me, or he can be patient, like being understanding and
Right.
accommodating that way.
Right. I'm kind of the same with that. I live a very active ADHD lifestyle.
Yes.
I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm always busy. I'm a single mommy, so I'm always busy. And I love entertainment, so I'm always at some poetry gig or some type of comedy or singing or something. So like you, he don't have to necessarily be an extrovert like me, but if he only wants to go out once a month and I want to go out 10 times a month, he has to be understanding that, I'm going to go out and trust me and all that good stuff. I definitely need to like what I see. So you don't have to be the best looking thing on the planet, but when I wake up in the morning, I don't want to be like,
Ew.
Right.
like it needs to be, and I do kind of have a type.
You all right?
Normally, we have one. How much have you drank? Did you just start drinking?
The change.
We have a blooper over here. I don't know what is that. Is that
Read the
is
contact
that,
management.
Is that Crown Apple?
I done had some tequila.
Is that a little bit of tequila?
That's a
Okay. But I don't know. I tend to, maybe because I'm dark skinned, all of the people that I've fallen for have been light skinned,
That makes
knew you
sense.
was gonna
lighter
say that.
That
skinned
makes sense,
guys
though.
That's
with
always been attractive.
and they always
I'm not.
have like these funny color eyes. I promise you, like I don't scout for, because I think there are some very attractive dark skinned men, but I just always end up with
Those are the ones
light-skinned.
you get scouted about plenty of men, but those are the ones that catch your attention.
Maybe that's
So
what
the
it
opposites
is.
do attract, and probably what you're used to, like someone that's dark skinned. All your brothers or sisters can be dark skinned, mother can be dark skinned. That's what you're used
Yeah.
to. But when you see something that's
Different.
out of reality or
Yeah.
out of what you're used to, it catches your eye.
That's
Yeah.
probably what it is.
You
Yeah,
know,
so that's
not for me. My
important.
mom said if you can't use your comb, don't bring her home.
if she can't use your comb,
Don't bring her home.
okay, got it. That's a good one. I'm gonna have
I
to
like
use
that.
that. I don't like that one. So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
that's normally it. And the other two more things. Sex is definitely very important. I used to say I was nympho, but I was enlightened that that's not the case, that I just have a very high sex drive. So that's very important for me, for the other person to be able to be compatible with me in that sense. And then last but not least, as I've gotten older and grown, they have to have some type of career. Like they have to at least be able to take care of our foundation. They don't have to be multi-millionaires or not even multi-hundred-thousandaires. But as long as I don't have to worry about the lights getting turned off, the gas getting turned off, the mortgage getting paid, we can do everything else together.
Right.
If we want to become millionaires, we can do that together. But as long as I can still be the woman when it comes to not having to worry about the foundation,
Right.
I can help us reach the next level. So,
Yeah.
So
that'll
you-
probably be my thing.
So you say he doesn't have to be, too attractive as long as you roll over. So on scale,
Right.
on a scale of 1
Right.
to 10, and me being 10, what you want your guy to be? Like a 1, a 5, a 10, a me?
I'm
On a scale of 1
I'm
to 10.
measuring it based on you.
Yeah, on a scale. I'm the 10.
He's 10. Okay. He told you he's 10.
He told me he the 10. So he let me pick whether or not he the 10.
No, but realistically,
I don't know. You
no.
got a nice body.
No, that's not
You
about
know,
me. I'm talking about what
you
kind of
have
guy
a-
would you
You
get?
said compared to
You said
Oh,
to
okay.
compare
All
to
right.
you.
Okay. I'll let you go there.
Yeah.
But I took it away. I
You
took it off the
seem
table.
groomed. You
All
know,
right.
you have a intellectual mind. You're funny. You seem like a manly man. You seem like I wouldn't be
Trying to run over you.
or not trying to run over you or trying to have a plan B. So you seem like I would feel women. It's important for women to feel protected and secure and all that other stuff. Unfortunately, I won't say most, there's a whole lot of men that can't accomplish that right now. But especially
They
for
choose
the
not to.
especially for the independent woman, that term is used so loosely, but especially for us, there's so many men that just don't know how to positively overpower that title or whatever. So for you,
A stereotype.
yeah.
I can
So
see the
I would probably say that compared to you, I would 9.
A 9. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna go like
that's
halfway.
way
I
up
thought you were gonna
there.
go like I got a run, like my boy Ron, like his. He like a 5.
Yeah, I'm
We
not,
call him RR.
yeah. I'm not gonna say anything about Ron because he might hear this podcast.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing.
So what is your type and why?
Okay.
To our special guest.
To be honest with you, 100% honest,
Uh-oh.
I don't have a type.
Really?
I don't have a type.
That's the first.
So what will attract you to a woman?
That's the point. There's always been something beautiful about a woman that I didn't notice from the woman that I dated prior, right? So it's like you don't know your favorite food till you had everything on the menu, right? So every woman has something that's beautiful about her. We think as men we create this perception of what beauty is. It could be light skin, dark skin, big butt, breast, all of that. All that stuff isn't real, right? What we don't look at for is compatibility. So I could be sitting in a bar and someone could start a conversation, right? And she's probably not my type, right? But I'm fighting, right, this compatibility because I have an idea what a type is in my head. So my idea of a type has always kept me barred from a woman in front of me that couldn't be compatible to me. So I just
can see
eliminated
that.
all those borders and
Yes.
like let this woman in front of me do what she does and I do what I do, and together we can meet, because what I'm creating is these limitations and constraints because I'm thinking what a woman should be for me when that's not the case.
But what about just like
I don't consider sex and all that as types. I don't consider that a type. Everyone wants good sex because we humanly, naturally, we want to get aroused and turned on. So I don't consider that a type. So it's like, for me, it's like, yes, you might want someone that can be intellectual, right? But at the same time, I can find someone that just loves to listen and learn from me, but we're still able to, communicate. She might be into politics. She may not be into religion, whatever it is, because based off communication is what you guys can expand on together. And some people are just good listeners and good supporters and the best cheerleader ever. And her mind.
so what if her teeth crooked and one of her eyes over there, and what if What if
Of
she
course
got?
you wanna be
What if
attracted
she
to
got
someone.
black stuff around the back?
If that turns you off, then it turns you off. But I wouldn't consider that a type. I wouldn't consider that a type.
Okay, you just consider that good hygiene and
Right,
taking
right.
care
I
of
mean,
yourself.
I guess, you know, man, if you're not the best thing to look on, you know what I mean?
There's not one trait
Yeah, she could
though,
be
that,
cockeyed with good hygiene, couldn't she?
No, but the thing
like,
about it
one trait
is,
that
I've
all young ladies
always
have in common?
thought I had one trait, right? Until I met a woman that totally captured my attention. She's not like the last woman that had that one trait. You get what I'm saying? So I can't say that one trait is my favorite or my type, because this woman that has my attention now is totally opposite from who I was talking to 6 months ago.
So you don't think the first attraction is physical, even if that's not the one that you end up with?
No, because I done been with women that, you know, it haven't done to me like she's beautiful or sexy. I could just be sitting there talking, and then as we're talking, I could start seeing the beauty in her, not necessarily from, you know.
But
from
what
the
if you
eyes
do see
perspective.
somebody that's beautiful or sexy? Would you talk to them too?
Yeah, I would. It depends on what animal instinct I'm in at the moment. If I'm in hunting, then I'm looking for, you know what I'm saying, prey. Right? But if I'm not, if I'm out with a bunch of friends and we all meet each other, you bring a friend and I know her, and I can never, let's say I never looked at you guys in a sexual manner. And one day we'll be having a great conversation, and then as it goes on, like, yo, I really connect with her. Then after a while, because of the connection, you'll start to see all of the other perks that this person have, and you know what I mean, things like that. Like, things can unfold as you see in a person that you have commonalities.
Yeah.
So that kind of leads into the next question a little bit about settling. So what would be y'all's definition of settling, and is that necessarily a good or a bad thing? And the reason why I said that kind of leads into settling is because I think that I think it makes sense what he's saying about it doesn't really necessarily matter how they look. It could just be the person that's compatible with you. But what if you get the person that's compatible with you and they like the bomb, like physically, and they like the bomb, like sexually? So you get all of those things. So if you don't get all of those things, are you settling?
No.
If you only get one of those things.
What I'm saying is, well, in my opinion, just because you might not think this person a 10 doesn't mean I don't think this person is a 10.
Right, but I'm talking about from your perspective.
Right.
I'm not talking about from anybody else's perspective.
Right, that's what I'm getting at. So you might think I'm settling. I think settling is when someone has to measure their happiness or not.
Okay, so what's your definition of settling? If they have to measure your happiness?
Is there a certain part in your relationship where you are not happy,
Okay.
then you're settling.
And is that a good or a bad thing?
I wouldn't say it's good or bad. I say it depends on compromising the relationship.
Okay.
Right? Because if you're settling to something that puts you in harm's way, something that endangers your family, that's different. Like this character, he drinks, he drives, he's you know what I mean? You know, things that can put the relationship in a violent state or put you in harm's way, I think that can be bad.
So
Right?
there's different levels of settling.
Right. Well, you said if it's going to be bad or good for you, but if you're settling because, listen, he's not a 10, he's a 5, right? But this dude has raised my only son who's not the baby's father. You know what I mean? Things like that. Then I think
That's a different
you're being shallow.
Right. What do y'all think about that?
I look at settling as my definition is, he'll do. Or,
Right.
It's okay.
You sacrifice your happiness for.
So anytime I gotta be like, that'll do. Like
Is that okay?
me.
You think that's good or bad?
No, I don't think that's good. I think that it's just allowing you, and actually had this conversation earlier today, but I think when you do that, the reason why you're doing it is because you just want the company, or you're just striving to have a
time.
companionship. Right. You just want to be in the presence of a
Right.
man, so you end up, he'll do, and giving your time to somebody.
Right.
You
Settling
don't
is falling for the right now until you find the right one.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's good.
So I don't.
That's
yeah.
really
Yeah,
good.
you can write that down.
Put that in your repertoire. What you think, Lady E?
I think that's true. Like, if I'm not feeling you on, it doesn't have to necessarily be all 10, but if it's just mediocre, then no. And I know, and I even have a thought that I'm going to look or step out or whatever, then I know I'm settling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I know
don't
I'm
do
settling.
mediocre.
I've
Yeah.
evolved when it comes to not thinking something was settling and thinking that it wasn't. Because before it was like, okay, well, I really want this and this and this, and you have this, but you don't have this. But I'll just you're okay.
Yeah.
And then as I grew older, I learned that I don't have to be unhappy in any part of my relationship. So, one of the other misconceptions was, So men, most of the time, if you get that man that's gonna run your bath water and put the rose petals down and rub your feet, and that's usually that romantic, passionate
representative.
And he's taking a lot of time to do those things. That's usually not that man
that you want.
That's making $1 million, or that's out there with 5 different businesses, or that you ain't got to ever worry about paying a bill, or because they don't have time to do that if they catering to you all the time.
That's true.
And then if you have that man that's getting shit done, usually he be like, look, babe, I'm tired. Like I just took care of the whole. You don't have to worry about anything.
Right.
I'm taking care of the family. So you have to at that point realize, which one of them do you want? Where can you meet in the middle? And if that's settling. And for me, I'm very emotional and clingy and all that. And I think a lot of that comes from my daddy issues. But I'm really clingy, really emotional, but I'm also a go-getter. So I had to try to come to grips with, I may not be able to get that person that's paying me all the attention I want if he's also making it happen. But my last point, because this is the last thing that I've learned, I'm almost 42 now,
Damn.
is I'm a good-looking 42
Yes, you
year old.
are. That's true. I wouldn't even thought you was 42.
How old you thought I was?
Like 35.
Okay, I can go 35. But the last thing that I just realized, and I think the guys was talking about this one time, is when a man finds that one that he can't live without, he tries to do everything.
Right.
So I've had some experiences lately where when a man figures out that you're the one, then even if he is a go-getter, he's still going to try to figure out how to make sure that you're getting what you need as far as emotionally. And so you don't have to always sacrifice everything just to get one thing. So you don't have to sacrifice being taken care of, or somebody telling you they love you, or somebody rubbing their feet. They're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
So if they really want you, and women do it more than men, but men do it when they finally get that.
So what
that
about
one.
so what about all the women out there that's still trying to get effort out of that one man? So you telling me that man ain't into them?
Yeah, that's what y'all said.
Oh, okay.
So you tell us, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does that mean when we're trying to get all that effort out of one man and we're not getting it?
I don't think he's fully into you, to be honest with you.
And we should move on to the next.
You can. I think most likely you
Yeah.
can.
Stop wasting your time.
Right, right.
So what-
if women stop wasting their time, then a lot of men have put in more effort.
Right.
To be honest with you.
So what's your perspective on that? Can a man go make it happen in the streets and then come home and still pay that lady as much attention as she needs?
No, not. I would say he could pay her attention to as much time that he has to, right? But at the same time, not trying to put down. A woman needs
Attention.
right a different type
time.
of security. Once that man is gone, she wants to. It's almost like a man like, I can't wait to go home. When he gets off work, I always, from where I don't have kids, but he's like, yo, I can't wait home to see my kids. I never really hear him say, I can't wait home to be with my wife. You know what I mean? Like, it gets, you know what I mean?
That's true.
It is. And sometimes women say that too when they're going, well, I can't wait to see my kids. So it's like when the much time that he has allotted, he would do it, but he needs to hear from a woman when he's not doing enough of it.
Right.
So, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a constant. Because for me, if I did it 3 weeks ago, in my mind, it feel like I did it yesterday. If I laid the rose petals and had the flowers, like, that should carry me for at least 3 more
Y'all
weeks.
definitely feel
Right,
that way.
that's what we do. I'm serious. I'm serious.
Available on all streaming platforms.